Hello BookTube, this is Juan from Just One Reader and welcome back to my channel. Today this is another part of my huge Chicago book haul. This is the third video in this kind of series. The first part was all about literary fiction and some classics. The second video was about short story collections and anthologies. Now in this video I'm going to talk about random fiction. It includes a lot of I guess you could say thrillers, some horror. There's just kind of a little bit of everything here. It's basically the things that I couldn't really classify as literary fiction, although maybe they are. I'm just not really sure, so I just put them in this video. So I'm just gonna jump right in and say what comes into my mind. The first one I have is Alice by Christina Henry. I know Acacia Ives loved this book to pieces, and it does seem quite interesting. It's not a book that I would normally have picked up on my own. Actually, I had seen it on Amazon, and I had never really been that interested, but now it just, yeah, like it's growing on me. Yeah, I have to confess something horrible. I am one of those people that have never read Alice in Wonderland or Through the Looking Glass or anything. I have never read Alice in Wonderland, so this year, hopefully, if I am able to do it, I will read it, and then afterwards I'm going to read this. Which is really interesting because this year I'm presenting a paper at the Society of Psychoanalysis here in Mexico about sexuality, and particularly children's sexuality, and how that connects with English literature. So I think reading Alice in Wonderland is going to be a very important point of my paper, so I need to read it anyway, so yeah, there's that one. Next I have Shelter by Yong. This is a book that has been making its rounds in BookTube. It sounds really interesting, and it's a really beautifully packaged book. Then, okay, so Chuck Palahniuk is an author that I am sort of developing a slight fixation with. I have only read Fight Club by him, but that's enough. That's enough to fall in love with an author. And the wonderful guys of Strip Cover Lit sort of gave me some recommendations of where to go next with this author. And the first recommendation that they gave me was the novel Lullaby. And that was the only Chuck Palahniuk that I was unable to find in Chicago. So I will try to get it on Amazon or somewhere else. But I couldn't get Lullaby. I did get 4 other Chuck Palahniuks though. The first one is Choke. I also got Haunted, which I'm really looking forward to because this is very controversial. It's kind of either you love it or you hate it. I also got 2 more, Snuff and Rant, which has one of the coolest covers I've ever seen. Yeah, so those are the Chuck Palahniuks that I got in Chicago, as well as the anthology or short story collection called Make Something Up, Stories You Can't Unread. Now, I'm realizing right now I also got another Chuck Palahniuk in Chicago, which was Invisible Monsters. I don't have it with me at the moment because a friend had it in her suitcase, so she has it, but I also got that one. So if you know anything about Chuck Palahniuk, or if you've read Chuck Palahniuk, any of his work, please let me know what do you feel about him, or just what did you read, how did it make you feel, and just give me some directions. Okay, next I have a horror novel that has a lot of really great praise, A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay. He has a collection that I actually own, and didn't realize that I owned, but I do, called In the Meantime, which also seems really dark and creepy and sinister and great. And this is his novel, and this, I mean, it seems really cool. It says, A Head Full of Ghosts scared the living hell out of me, and I'm pretty hard to scare. That's Mr. Stephen King talking right there. So, if Stephen King says I should read something, I will read that something. Alrighty, next I have a novel that seems bizarre, greedy, dark, twisted, and fogged up. And those are the ingredients of what I like. Geek Love by Katherine Dunn. I haven't seen many people talk about this one in BookTube, but it seems great. The Story of My Teeth by Valeria Luiselli. Although I guess I should say it in Spanish, Valeria Luiselli, because she is a Mexican author actually. It says Valeria Luiselli. I feel so fancy pronouncing that in English. Valeria Luiselli was born in Mexico City in 1983 and grew up in South Africa. She's a novelist and essayist, and her work has been the recipient of the Los Angeles Times Art Seidenbaum Award for First Fiction, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this seems like the type of book that I'm going to enjoy the living crap out of. It's kind of divided in like short stories, I guess, or like little sections, and it seems really beautiful. And it's all about storytelling. It's about I think it is an old man telling the story of his life, but it's very magical. And here in Mexico and Latin America, we are pretty much, I don't want to say that we invented magical realism, but we are, I guess, as the part of the world that sort of developed the genre of magical realism in a way. I mean, I've heard and I've read that the first actual magical realism, full-length, splendorous novel was 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And he's a Colombian author, and in Mexico and in the rest of Latin America, there is a great tradition of magical realism, which is now becoming more popular in other parts of the world, which is really interesting. So I'm really looking forward to read some of this genre by a Mexican author. That's really cool. Okay, I have a couple more, and this is The Insights by Jeremy P. Bushnell. This seems really weird, and I was kind of hesitant to pick this one up. But I did because I remember some booktuber, I think it was Acacia Ives, talk about this one, and yeah, I'm going to buy anything that I see on her channel. There's something about butchers, and it seems very raw and crude and kind of twisted and dark. There's magic involved, there's illusions. I don't know, it's just one of those books that you get the intuition that you want to read it, but you don't really know what to expect. Okay, next one is sort of along the lines, in the same vein of The Insights, I guess, and this is Delicious Foods, a novel by James Hanahan. This is, I don't know what this is. It says, Delicious Foods tells the gripping story of three unforgettable characters: a mother, her son, and the drug that threatens to destroy them. So, yeah. You know, people recommend me stuff, I listen to them. I may not know what I'm actually going into, but I listen to you. And the last novel that I have in this video is just a beautiful hardback, Poor Things by Alistair Gray. This one has been recommended many times by Jan Campbell, and again, if she likes it, I will at least try it out. This has the most beautiful packaging. It's very, very cool on the outside. And then, oh my god, look at this. Isn't this the most amazing thing you've ever seen? This is like, I mean, I saw this, and this book, if you can believe it, was $5. $5 for this, because I got it at Open Books, the independent bookstore par excellence in Chicago. Go check it out if you go to Chicago. And yeah, this is obviously a used copy. It's a used copy. I have no problem with that, and it's just a beautiful book. I'm not even very sure what it is about, but come on. It seems lovely. I don't know if you can see it, but it has illustrations, it has, I think it has something to do, or at least it plays with Frankenstein. It's kind of like a Frankenstein-esque type of book, but it has a lot of material in here. And the only information that it says here is, with its tantalizing reminders of Mary Shelley, Wilkie Collins, Arthur Conan Doyle, and Lewis Carroll, this is an up-to-date 19th century novel informed by a thoroughly 20th century sensibility. So looking forward to reading this, and just look at it, oh my god! So that was it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. The next and final installment in this book haul series is going to be nonfiction, which I got about 5 books of nonfiction, and some middle grade and fantasy. So stay tuned, and I will see you in that video.